Come on. Can y'all hear me? I had to get on to voice something. There's a lot of shit going on in this world, and trying to keep up with it is very taxing. But if you're a person who likes to connect the dots and you know put the whole picture together, see the forest for the trees, see things like that, or whatever, or if that's said right. If you're one of those types of people, then you do want to see the whole picture because you can see where you can improve it. And in America, it just seems like things are just so pointless as far as these deaths, these crimes, against humanity. It just seems like things could just be different. And it's like, you know, really, really sad that we almost allow it to happen. So that's why I got on here today, because a few stories, a few stories that kind of they might be relevant uh, to the everyday American. I feel like they should be, and yeah, I mean, to get right to it, what happened in Oklahoma? Some guy was able to freely do the unthinkable, and it's unconfirmed what happened. We don't know what happened. If you look up Oklahoma and this, crime that happened, I'm not even, since I'm broadcasting live, I don't want to break any rules, but this crime was terrible. And, there's not much information going out. There's not much information to be had about it aside from we kind of can easily assume the worst. We can easily assume the worst. And what's come out after the result of, finding missing persons and finding a whole family deceased. The essential investigation was just simply non-existent. They found these people. They were, there were a couple people, a couple girls missing, and they found them. They kind of could, anybody can assume, or at least presume what happened. And the person who is responsible has obviously killed himself, so there's not much more to do. And what's happened is the family of the victims have gone into uh, the house that the perpetrator lived in, and his family, seemingly normal, but he was not. He was obviously publicly, you know, a perpetrator. So it's like, uh, how on earth were the two girls that were missing? They were classmates of this man's daughter. How were they? How were any children allowed near him? And essentially, they were invited over, and they never came back. and the family was able to go into the house that this man lived in. This investigation happened in like a few days. As far as the police, state investigative bureau, I don't believe the FBI got involved, but multiple investigative bureaus and law enforcement agencies in and out. They found them, didn't even really search the house, essentially. So the family goes into the house and finds all types of evidence, pure evidence, all over the house. It's a situation where your imagination just simply runs wild as to what could have possibly happened underneath that roof and what that man could have possibly did to the victims, all of these things. And the police have nothing for the family. They tell them they don't know what else to do. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I I work nights right now, and working nights allows me to news cycle very easily. And being a political scientist in my collegiate career, I needed to be up to date with current events, and those current events were, uh, you know, at the time, a lot milder, a lot milder. Either that or my appetite is just done with, as far as even being able to stomach some of these things. And once again, we want to connect the dots. So that happened very recently, as well as another very ghastly murder that happened in my neck of the woods, Arizona, the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, Glendale. All of these cities, are very, very close to each other. So this woman was found murdered by her on a hiking trail by her workplace. She worked on a golf course, and one of the nicest neighborhoods probably in America. Like, sure, its proximity to, I don't know, inner city Phoenix is not that far, right? If you think about geographically, but inner city Phoenix is not that bad, and this murder was very ghastly. This, you know, what happened? Another. What on earth happened in North Scottsdale? And you can go from North Scottsdale to Oklahoma to Waukegan, Illinois, near Wisconsin. A woman, could have been road rage. I don't know. She was shot, and she was on the phone with her sister. She was a very, you know, positive person. She was in a counsel. She was a counselor, a volleyball coach. Not too much is known as to what happened, and it just seems like there's a culture of violence in this country. It seems like, once again, the allowable action is not, it's not as decentivized. Like, we have rights to essentially do what we want, and then the law is there to deter. And what I'm arguing is that in a state as a whole of inequality, you're never going to get a law of predictable outcomes. Or on the inverse, the laws that are there to be deterrents are never going to deter. They're going to look like the opposite. They're going to look like Chicago's restrictive on guns. A person gets shot outside of Chicago. People who don't know the geographics, this person wasn't near Chicago, but they're going to assume that person, was closer to Wisconsin, who's not strict on guns. So once again, you have an allowability. And what I'm thinking is that with freedom, you have to incentivize freedom within capitalist structure. You have to incentivize goodwill. And right now, goodwill is one of the lowest incentives. It's there for rich tax breaks or feel good mentality. Whereas, sure, I'm gonna do something good, so I'm gonna feel good. I'm not gonna get any money, so once a bill is due, I'm gonna feel bad. And with inflation and all of these things, more people are gonna feel negative about their lives and essentially have nothing better to do than crime. And all crime, I can't say all, but it's a very super duper high percentile, 90s, is proximity based. The man who assaulted the woman, murdered the woman in Scottsdale, he lived a mile or two away. He was aggressive towards females. Young dude. Pathology seems like he needed to be incarcerated. He had prior offenses. Somehow the law allowed him to plead guilty, get out early. I don't know if prison would have fixed him. That's a different conversation. But the freedoms we have within the frameworks allow rampant corruption. Justice Clarence Thomas. It allows rampant crime. Look around you. And it doesn't incentivize goodwill. So that's my biggest point, is if you connect the dots in terms of society, the allowance of guns to be purchased and played with, essentially shot, like shot at free will. Guns are essentially a right to be shot at free will in America. And that's why we have the Texas shooting. It's why we have so many shootings in America, so many accidental deaths, so many suicides in America, is because guns have this inherent right to be shot at free will, or people have the right to shoot guns at free will. And I definitely, wouldn't allow that if I was in charge whatsoever, because, I want people to live. So when you look at other countries that don't have mass, gun deaths, because these mass shootings are different. Mass shootings drop in the bucket when it comes to gun deaths. Other countries don't have mass shootings or gun deaths. None of it. What do? They don't have guns. So I mean, I'm not running for office, but I think that the free will of uh, you know, getting a gun and essentially committing violence, just in general, it's just too appealing to someone who has nothing else to live for. It's too appealing to someone who has an inversive moral compass. When I say inversive, I guess I should say the reversive. You know, they have the opposite moral compass. So I think if we had this super uh, incentivized culture of goodwill, I think people would be even more vigilant. They wouldn't even need to be more vigilant. They would just be more cognizant of their surroundings, and also more, common sense laws would come into play. Like the man was probably about to be sent to prison for his crimes, his prior crimes, and that could have been a factor in motivating him to do these crimes in Oklahoma. And I think that's probably why the police are trying to close the investigation. We know what happened. Let's forget about it, or let's, remember the victims, but let's not try to dig deeper in the investigation, because the investigation is going to lead to why the hell was this man on the street? How on earth was he on the street? And how on earth did the parents of the high schooler not know that this man, being a parent of a student in your high school, is convicted or, been charged with it? So, like, common sense should have come into play. And I don't think that happened. And once again, I don't think that we're going to get the truth in terms of that. What happened in Oklahoma? What happened in North Scottsdale? We may get the truth in North Scottsdale because the person who did the crime is still alive, and he seems like we're not going to get the story. But very sad, very, very, very sad. And I just wish people would be a lot more still, in the moment, and not react to whatever. And then on another level, I think people need to be a lot more reflective, because there's just like silly stuff that happens. I think let's get a game in. So that's my philosophy on the current state of events. Most people are willing to give up their civil liberties for safety, perceived safety, but that's my point, is everybody has the right to do whatever the fuck they want to do. How are we going to surveil enough to stop anybody from doing anything, especially in the heat of the moment? So to try to, wrap all of that up in a big ass burrito, how are we gonna do any of that with less civil liberties and more surveillance? Surveillance is never the answer. It's incentivization. It's rewriting. It's rewriting laws, of course, but it's righting the wrongs that the law's outcomes have created. Redistributing wealth, redistributing equity, because that equity was distributed unfairly to begin with. Now you have people coming up the ladder unfairly and unjustly. That means they're incompetent. Their incompetence is built in because they don't need to actually build the competence up.
And a warm welcome on a fine night for football.
That's why people are so incompetent and in charge.
I'm Derek Ray, your match commentator.
They know
Alongside providing all the tactical analysis is Stuart Robson. And no
Let's get this
question,
win.
this ought to be a game that gets pulses racing. Stuart, what are you expecting?
Thanks, Derek, as always. This should be a good game. Great
do
atmosphere
it.
inside the stadium.
See
We've
you.
got two teams full of quality, some interesting
Back to
matchups,
him.
and two coaches that want to play an attractive brand of football. What
Make
more
the
could you
plays.
ask
Make the
for?
plays.
Not to be advised, giving the ball away in that position.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, lovely
Who's captain?
incisive pass.
Team press. Team press.
Opportunity, and keeping it out. Trying to deliver it accurately. And it
Wow.
still could be dangerous.
I'll take it.
Oh, and off the bar. Oh, nicely cut out.
Team press. Team press. Down left. Yep.
And a long way out here. But the
Down
goalkeeper
left.
didn't have to
Once
work
we're on
quite
defense.
as hard as I thought he might initially. Wonderful challenge, and a throw-in coming up.
Ooh. Oh.
And Amos has it now. Possession given
Computer.
away, unfortunately.
Team press. Team press. See, you got a team press.
And a touch of finesse.
You got a team press.
Well. How many players would have the confidence to try that? Simply magnificent.
Got to get the team.
Well, here it is
To
again,
press.
and it's a very good finish. He
Otherwise,
knows
they're gonna let
exactly
them
what
run
he
around
wants to
them.
do, and he has the skill to back it up. It's an excellent goal.
My bad.
1-0 then. Well, they know they need to stop him.
Damn, dude.
Wonderful chance.
Oh.
Fine stop.
We'll get it. Good
And there's
pass.
the delivery.
Oh.
Tremendous.
Wow.
Technical excellence to
Good
finish
shit.
that one off. Wonderful to have that in your repertoire. So back underway. 1 goal apiece here. Being egged on by the crowd.
Team press.
And a goal! Just like that, they're back in front.
Saucy.
Well, here you can see what a good goal this is. He hits it so cleanly, and the keeper has no chance. That's a great strike.
So back underway at 2-1. Tight contest here.
Trying to get it to you, Orange. Team press.
Very alert defending to cut off the supply. This is looking threatening. And just to keep the ball in play that time.
Come on.
Perfect tackle.
Orange, you got to get rid of that.
Well, the stats show us that the hosts haven't had that much of the ball, but when they have had it...
Who's captain? Team
dangerous,
press.
particularly when they press high up the field, win the ball back in those areas, and then counter-attack quickly.
Yes, a really effective performance all in all. Well, the attack will peter out. Keeper's ball.
Oh, that's a
Left his
fucking
marker for dead.
See that team press? You see that?
And a tidy ball. Played into the box. Still work to do.
Way upside.
And the flag has gone up. Not really showing the game know-how that we tend to associate with him.
Well, he's got to have a look around him there. That's a waste of a great opportunity.
Well, she's made a crucial tackle there.
Get it out, get it out. Wow.
And that's very good refereeing to let the play flow.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You got me?
He continues
Too
his
late.
run.
Yeah, it's too
Well,
late.
it was never
And
really
I'm not
going to be a concern to
a
the
header
keeper, that
guy.
one.
I gotta
Good
get my headers up.
officiating, waiting for the play to stop, and now going back to caution him. And we will have just one additional minute. Now we look towards the referee because she might decide that further action is required. Yellow card
Give him
earlier.
that second yellow. The second yellow? Yeah!
After that second yellow card, Stuart.
Well, he really has let his
Wow.
teammates down. He had to be more sensible there.
Bummer. Oh, come on. Let me get that
The
off.
first half is in the history books here at the Meazza.
Vinny's out. Oh, goodness gracious. Gotta get to bed soon. That's my bedtime.
Away they go again. Second half is underway here.
Gotta clutch this victory. Come on, Orange, stop fucking around.
Now with Maldini. Plenty of forward momentum here, but can they produce?
Oh, come on. That was on me.
This attack looks highly promising. Leo. Could be a chance to break here. Can they take advantage of the situation? Oh, it might be. Oh, really commanding goalkeeping. Can he deliver it with accuracy?
Oh, good shot. Oh, that was a computer?
Nobody can stop her. So back underway, the game having been squared at 2-2.
Oh, get me. Oh, bro. No, you missed it. Oh,
what can they do from here?
Jesus Christ. You see me. You see me. Come on, Blue.
Good technique displayed.
I didn't get it over. That's on me.
Really showing off his wide range of passing skills. Well, the supporters think it's on.
Oh, Lord.
Down to 10, but don't write
The
them off.
computer's playing this game.
1-0. Underway again, and we're being treated to plenty of goals. 3-2 at the moment. It's with Novak. And space to cross it. Well, a struggle to get it away properly.
Oh.
That's the challenge that was required. Just 20 minutes remaining now. Oh, good vision.
Well,
The attack carried an initial threat, but fizzled out.
Okay, thank you.
On the offensive. But the danger averted for now. Must score! Couldn't quite hang on.
Yes, sir. Oh.
But hang on, the flag has gone up, and it's not going to count.
Well, it was a close call, but he is just offside. Good finish, mind you.
Was that really offside though? Who knows? You see me? You see me?
Now with Maldini. Well, let's see what they have in store for them on the break. The outcome is a goal kick here.
A goal kick? What? Wow.
De
I
Vries.
don't think that was a goal kick.
Jensen has it. Not showing good patience. Well, relying on the goalkeeper.
Well, there's not long left now, but that just about keeps them in it.
Well, having been awarded the corner, they'll no doubt look to put the issue
Oh,
beyond all doubt.
run.
There might very well be late excitement. 5 minutes left, and the margin just 1. Plenty of options.
Man, that was terrible.
Opportunity to deliver the cross. Well cleared away.
Oh, you got it. You got it. You got it.
They come still pressing for an equaliser. This could be the equaliser. But
Wow.
when your goalkeeper comes up with a save like that late in the game, you have cause to be thankful.
Come on, take
Well,
it.
that could be a key moment. They have to take those sort of chances. They won't get too many more, but let's credit the goalkeeper.
Wow, orange.
And that is going to be that. Well, a tale of woe in terms of the scoreline
Wow.
as far as the visitors are concerned here.
Well, Derek, it was a poor result. It was a really tight contest.
It's FIFA for you. That's why I play ProClub, because FIFA can really mess with your mental. Not that it messes with mine. I'm not saying that, you know. It just really is like, what can you do? And when you're trying to be competitive, it takes the game out of your hands, so what can you do? But I really just got on to vent, even if nobody's watching. I need to like formulate my thoughts. I need to speak. That's important. Hopefully we can get some things going with this channel. I didn't get a skill point. I'm getting off this.